where Rel kind of needs that flash to help close a lot of the distance, but going to be the Kennen instead, so trying to provide a little bit more of that engage and setup potential with that ultimate.
Which is something the rest of the composition was lacking a little bit. You have the Glacial Prism.
Gives Fnatic potential to attack that top side.
Yeah, I think BB just going to look for the slow push out so he doesn't put himself in too much hassle, but Oscar getting some great trades on him right now. This actually might be a little dangerous.
Back up in half a second. He uses it immediately. He is stunned up, but Broken Blade's so low. Meanwhile, there's a dive in the bot lane. Nikki exhausted, going to tank one extra tower shot, but he falls for first blood, and there's just no damage.
On the early dragon. In a bit of danger.
He flashes forward with a heroic charge. They go for Razzle. Mickey takes it. And Hans Summer and Mickey still very healthy. Yikes.
Again, something that MSI caught T1, top esport. A lot of teams got afraid of this poppy from Mickey. He brought it back to Europe and mixed success early at the start of summer, but he seems to have found his form, at least in game one today. Grub's going to be secured as well by the looks of it from Razork as the dragon is cross-mapped from the side of G2.
That's something we've seen from G2 a lot over the course of this weekend, right? Especially yesterday. First Drake, they were on it all the time. Whether it's just wanting to or seeing that will meet them. And it feels like this has kind of been the story of the game so far. Every time someone tries something, it's just matched by the enemy team. Broken Blade having to flash away there from Jun. The Stranglethorns were a possibility with Oscar dashing in. Probably would have spelled the end of BB's life. Meanwhile, in the bot side, Noah trying to survive. The True Shot barrage comes out, misses, but the Mystic Shot does not. Hans Summer gets on the board for G2.
I was about to say, the fact that Broken Blade's flash came back up meant you're zoning him off the tower and you'll get some plates, but you're going to be able to answer on the bottom side. They need a kill, they might get it.
Flash done with the Shadowing Strike. The Stranglethorns comes down and Broken Blade is locked in place and locked out of
from Razork, so no real follow-up damage after Joe went in. G2 going to be able to set themselves up on the top side to, well, get one boy grub, but seems they're scared.
Flash into the mid lane, True Shot barrage coming out. Humanoid will flash himself, but the Keeper's verdict finds him guilty.
In mid lane, now they have the kill lead. They turn their attention back towards top. Fnatic are resetting back out onto the map, but the dragon just gets turned in favor of plates. But now I look at Yike.
Humanoid no flash, remember. Mickey, Hex flashing over the wall, the culling into Yike's space. Mickey with the knockback hammer, Shock will slow him down. There's the Winter's Wrath, and there's the Wrath of G2 as well. Yike flashes for it, but it's curtains for him. Tanks too many tower shots, couldn't avoid the curtain call.
Teams looking for a dive in top lane.
Caps will clear this wave very quickly. Ruthless Predator's stun coming out. There's the Tangle Barbs as well, and Caps is down. Razzle tanks one tower shot, but not a second. Even the True Shot barrage not enough to claim his life. Mickey with a heroic charge onto Jun into the wall, but Humanoid's here to answer the call of his support. Mickey escapes with a sliver, 12 HP, and now Broken Blade's in all sorts of hurt. Fnatic find another.
Immediate exhaust from Jun as he saw the Maelstrom come out.
A situation where he perhaps could have at least gotten one kill means that he's denied, and while he does keep his support safe.
The moment has a bit of free time with that top wave, but we'll have to see how Oscar Rinning can translate his pressure with a TP behind, a counter TP being invested by Fnatic. Broken Blade will spot out Oscar. The Cullen goes down. Oscar Rinning able to dash away for now. Jun low. They go in with the flash. The Stranglethorns, the True Shot barrage though misses. Jun, he was stunned in a Glacial Prison, but Hans Summer didn't have the key to open it up. The curtains are opened. And in the end, Caps, they can look for it. Humanoid coming in from the top side as well. No flash on him, nor on Caps. Mickey going forward, Shadowing Strike. There's the Magnet Storm. And it's just so much damage immediately. We saw the smite go down to the Rift Herald. It was G2.
Locked down to that last fight, so couldn't use the Crash Down Magnet Storm combo. I was like, great, now I got it available here. So ends up picking up.
Split second.
Rift
Still
Herald
gets
down.
pinged out.
Okay, Humanoid dashes away. The Rift Herald's going to charge in. Humanoid flashes over to the other side. Yike still tanking. And with the culling, Humanoid will make it a 1-for-1.
Nicely done by Humanoid to get the 1-for-1. Now Caps going to ride this put outplay there.
Let's look at the gold swing. It's 1,000 gold back into Caps' favor as we see Broken Blade trying to catch Oscar in here with Mickey. Oscar low, the ignite ticking though, and Broken with the flash. Please. Can I just ask, was that a Mickey Mantle reference? Because if you didn't already aware, Broken Blade will be trying to get in towards the back of the team, stuns him up. Curtain call coming out, Broken Blade trying to dodge away from the second shot, the third shot, eaten by Mickey, the Magnet Storm. Mickey takes the fourth, Keeper's verdict knocks back one, the Stranglethorns will find him though. Fnatic, they're so healthy on Summer. Able to take one, gets rooted, Oscar flashes across the wall with the dominance, but the cleanse from Hans Summer in time to keep him safe. Jun low, Razork though, half HP still, regains control over the pit, over the Drake. Yike trying to get in, but Oscar puts him in his place. Noah finds the kill. TP back in by Broken Blade. Hansama dashing forward, looking for Razork, but he just doesn't quite have the damage. Razork escaped with about 15 HP. Oscar does not have that same luck. And G2 have been struggling across this playoffs, but right now they are not struggling to find a pick. Jun taken out.
But he killed 2 of the wave's minions, so at least it denies some XP from Broken Blades.
Humanoid, no flash, slicing mouse from going down. Humanoid already down to 10% HP. The culling finds his mark, and the light slinger to the heart of BB. Yike, though, here to try and back up his top laner. Humanoid will fall in the end.
But now, that's your jungler on the bottom side, and Fnatic, they're on the Baron.
There's so much poke available for G2, though. The Stranglethorn's coming out as well to enhance those plants. Cap's caught up with the captive audience. The curtains open as Cap's exhausted, and Jun trying to take him out. Noah coming in from the side as well. Mickey did a great job of stopping the curtains from opening onto Caps, and now Hansama tries to put some more damage down. Mystic Shot doesn't quite connect. The Glacial Prison though on Jun puts him in the dirt, sent home in a body bag. Oscar pops the Dominus, but he's not the one doing the dominating here. Caps TP's back in, True Shot Barrage. He'll look for Razork, he goes in with the Valkyrie. Phosphorus Bomb into the missiles is enough. Caps flashes away, survives, and now Baron on the cards for G2.
Mickey was so massive in that fight. His ultimate knocked Razork away, and then he pinned Noah to the wall. What should have been an easy kill onto Caps gets completely shut down by this Poppy, and G2 turn the fight around, and now they've got the Baron.
I'm shocked that this is
a match with Noah in the mid lane, but G2 can answer. Broken Blade has flash, has slicing Maelstrom, and Humanoid doesn't flash in time. In the end, he tries to get out, but he can't escape the clutches of Mickey. Oscar in permafrosted underneath the tower, and G2 find 2 more. Meanwhile, Hansama pushing in the bot side will get a tier 2 tower for G2, and Fnatic get 1 in the mid.
The flash has very quickly shifted, and it's Fnatic that's forced to play on the defense.
even the TP from Broken Blade just to keep up pressure. They get the Dragon now. They want to use this Baron buff on the tier 2 in mid. You just don't have the resets coming through here for Fnatic just yet. So mid lane tower with this next wave should fall.
You also don't really have much range. Like Razork can put down a plant or two, but as soon as they're killed off, the curtains will open. But I'm pretty sure Yike's fine with the blinds being closed as they take the mid tier 2 wide. Broken Blade still waiting. Not spotted as far as I'm aware. Jundo is caught out. He dashes away. Oscar looking for that blank. G2 immediately collapse. Mickey able to avoid some of the culling, but he can't avoid the final shot, so he will fall. Oscar pays for his flank with his life.
Very easily able to escape if anyone Fnatic shoves on through, so it may not have been
land on anyone. Cap's now going to start up the Drake himself, and Fnatic are none the wiser. Easy enough for G2 because they've controlled vision around here for so long. Mickey caught out though, flash shadowing strike. He flashes away. The Magnet Storm was within an inch of catching Mickey, but it wasn't quite close enough. Yike lands the smite. The Keeper's Verdict knocks away 2 as Mickey goes in for more. Humanoid ignited. He's going to dash away. Still alive to
behind Fnatic.
That ward where Humanoid just walked. There's a ward for Broken Blade to TP on. Deadly Flourish landing. Yike though, he's the tankiest member. But still, Fnatic find him. Broken Blade TP towards the bottom side of mid. Look at the damage onto Humanoid and Razork. Everyone blinking health bars really on nowhere here. They want anyone healthy to try and stand up to the face of G2. Broken Blade and Cap still looking for that flank. BB has the flash. He goes in with the slicing Maelstrom and isolates Noah, but with a cleanse and a flash away, Fnatic continue to live to fight another day. Oh nay, that's 2 for G2. There's 3, make it 4 perhaps as they want more. Oscar in, forced to flash away. G2 have a pushing lane in top.
And you can see the poke damage from G2 is just ruthless. Fnatic killed the jungler, but they don't have the HP to commit to the Baron. And now with 4 members dead, I think G2's gonna end the game right now.
Just like that, a snap of their fingers and it's done for G2. Fnatic were in the ascendancy, but G2 said, do you remember what day it is? It's finals, and we're here to play.
It started off
immediately locked in for Fnatic, answered by Ornn. That was a very quick second phase from both these teams.
All right, they're eager to get into game, and so are we. Fnatic largely running back a very similar draft. The only we talked about yesterday was the G2 magic. Niski even talked about it on the desk, but we weren't really seeing. but we're definitely seeing a bit of it today.
Yeah, I think what G2 are very good at is actually Mickey.
Mickey needs to get out of this. He's already flashed and he's already down. First blood to Fnatic. That was beautiful. Okay. Here's Gromp. Razork coming in now. The next wave is like 15 seconds away. Noah's going to get hooked with the deadly flourish as well. That next wave is a long way away. More to poke Hansummer and Mickey than anything. Oscar, though, in the top side. Going to struggle. Flashes away from the Seer, but the conflagration.
Jungler is here.
Man, this is still super risky, though. Cleanse flash on Hansummer. Mickey still has the aftershock. They flash for Hans. The cleanse away. Hans tries to jump towards the top side, but he's on the wrong side of the rift as Razork and Jun find him. Mickey trying to trade in with Noah.
I mean, ultimately, Fnatic showing
That makes it really tough then when you hit a mid game, but Fnatic going to try and punish bot lane.
Yeah, Hansummer, no flash, no cleanse, only level 4. Noah underneath the tower as Jun is going to go in first. Mickey low, down to about 200 HP. Jun tanking up the tower. The Ignite's not going to be enough. Noah, though, 2 shots.
At the moment, G2 are going to be just behind the play because of the way the lane assignments are right now.
See Mickey trying to team up with Caps in the mid lane. Jun here as well, shepherding Humanoid towards that mid lane tower. Grubs exchanged for the Drake at basically exactly the same time. Broken Blade still no flash as Razork has made his way up here. Noah already here, of course. Call of the Forge God onto Oscar. He might die. The slicing Maelstrom. Oh, not even in this game. It's the slice and the dice. Broken Blade finds one. Noah, though, answers with a Mystic shot to get one of his own.
Take a moment.
Yeah.
It's just, I want to see how much Noah can do now on this Ezreal, because we kind of, like, we've already seen him have some great performance.
Traded between the junglers.
Flash from Mickey forward, but not really too much follow-up yet. The Strangle Thorns will keep Yike and Hansummer at bay. Curtain Call coming down. Depth charge Caps enough to get the kill. Mickey trying to escape. The Carling won't do anything to G2. TP behind now by Oscar. Will he be able to take out Hansummer, or will he just have to slice his way away from this 2 kill?
Push in for those Void groups, but even with the control Fnatic have, they can still heavily contest this top side of the map.
And just look at where you are in terms of items. If you're G2, only one real...
Keep the tempo up so they can force back anyone from Fnatic, as you can see there, moving towards the bottom side. Yike just kind of doing his due diligence to force people away, and they're trying to hightail it towards this bot lane tower.
Two-shot barrage hits all 4 of them. There's the Zenith Blade. Another TP in by G2 as Jun thought it was a 2v3, but eventually it's a 4v2. G2 turn it around. Yike tanks the tower though, and Jun gets one in response. G2 were just playing for these extra 2 plates in the bot lane. They'll get them, but they sacrifice their jungler for it.
I really think that's still a worthwhile endeavor for Fnatic, especially if Noah can get a kill into Hans.
Hans dodges the final Mystic shot.
They might get top tower. Like, it's so low, you have
That's what
6
I'm saying,
grubs.
yeah. So what happened was 1-for-1 trade in bot lane. You also commit the TP from Broken Blade and from Caps. The tower's going to fall in top as well. Like, I think that was a great set Caps up, and then they would try and cross-map, concede the bot tower, have Broken Blade with his ultimate, just catch this wave on bot. Because look, Caps is just kind of a spectator.
Fnatic in firm control of this game. 3,000 or 3,500 gold ahead. They have 6 for them.
I think by having Ornn, you always have a way to
Oh, true. Yeah, I'm not saying they have no way back in. Jun catches Yike, though, and even with the Pyroclasm, Yike is down. The Strangle Thorns from across the wall as well. Might make it more. Caps finds another 2 for 2 so far in the exchange.
I'll have to double check them in the replays.
Humanoid
flashes forward, gets the kill, but I think...
I guess the game plan there from G2 is to try and set up deep vision on the bot side of the map in order to be ready for the dragon spawning in 45, but more question marks for me. I feel like that the easy objective for G2 is that top outer tower. They continue to send Broken Blade up there. He's now getting collapsed on. Noah.
Two-shot barrage going down, and there's a follow-up from Hansummer. Noah just gets a 1v2. Jumps across the wall, flashes the NRG logo, and on the top side of the map, Broken Blade is being chipped away as well. No escape for him, you have to think. Where you're gonna go, BB? It's absolute cinema to the top, or Razork to the bottom. In the end, Humanoid dashes forward, Broken Blade just trying to clear out the wave. He won't get it all, and Humanoid will take the kill. 4-0.
With the momentum in their favor once again. 2 early games now in a row have been in their control. Let's see if they can close this one. They've been in this position before.
Yeah, and any G2 fan will tell you the same.
Exactly. So I think both sides. Oh, connects.
Okay,
I don't know if that was good.
Mickey tanks the tower for an absolute year. He'll fall. Depth charge goes down as well as Jun tries to get the shield of Daybreak Stun onto Broken Blade. He was able to escape the clutches of the tower. You inhibited the target, though. No TPs available for G2. Broken Blade has one. Hansama gets the root here, but doesn't open up the curtain call. True Shot Barrage clears out the way. Humanoid takes an inhib tower in the top lane. G2 kind of had to take the long way around. They're trying to take a shortcut here. TP by Ornn to the tower. Jun low. They thought they were going all the way round, but it's ring around the roses for G2 as they find one. Quarter of the Portugal coming down. Noah able to jump away, but he's still locked up. And it's happening again! It's happening again, but Fnatic are trying to slam the door in G2's faces. Broken Blade falls low, 2 for 2 so far in the exchange.
Essentially cause issues for yourself. Now G2 though, are TPing in. They want to try and commit towards this. Oscarinen is in base.
Zenith played in. Jun caught out first. The Stranglethorn's coming down as well. Mickey's the first to die. Curtains open from Hansama, but Oscarinen should be able to collapse onto him. Can't get there in time. Both the supports have gone to an early grave. The Drake, the target for Fnatic. G2 pushing down mid.
It's a trade of supports, as you said. Dragon exchange for the mid-tier 1. I feel like G2's in a better position because they also have access to the Baron. With a lot of ultimates used, there's a world where they could force this in order to maybe get another fight out from Fnatic.
Get a tier 2 before Fnatic do.
It looks like they'll just...
in mid, at least.
They'll just secure that objective.
Game 1, right? We talked about that Baron play, the call to take it.
I prefer this play much more. Just prioritize getting that mid wave, forcing G2 to walk up through their top side jungle.
Played in once again by Jun. Mickey has to flash away. Oscarinen will use the blast code, but he's pulled back with the dredge line. Flashes the wall. Caps dashing forward, looking for more. Caps takes the chunk with a mystic shot. The burn, not enough to kill off the Croc.
Open here if G2 really want to commit on towards Noah and Razor.
I think G2 should just try and force a Baron to get the TP out from Humanoid right now because they can't really afford to send anyone.
Like, Solar Flare as well, just add it on top of it. Like, either team starting it is a risky endeavor unless they pull off it properly.
Mickey?
Broken Blade TPing in here. The Solar Flare going down on Timber. The Bellows Breath will avoid the stun. Mickey tanks the culling. Pyroclasm bouncing around. But no plays passive. Call of Forge God comes back. Noah trying to escape. The curtains open. The hook back from Mickey, but into the Stevax. Mickey will fall. Oscar just able to escape. Look at Noah, less than 12 HP. And you gets him. Some sort of burn pulled out of nowhere, out of the ether as Jun dives in with the Zenith Blade and Humanoid begins to open up, light slinging. Shooting shots into the back of Broken Blade. Jun now caught out. Hansama doesn't quite have the damage.
Quickly as he can. The crazy thing is, because of the deficit that G2's at, that's a bounty.
That just bounces to him right at the last moment, which is what kills him off. But, very close there for Noah. Solar Flare going down. Hansama just gets chunked. The Stranglethorns has been used. Mickey trying to retreat, but already Caps is down. A huge shutdown for Humanoid as G2 have to retreat. Mickey will heal up in a second. Instead, he's just going to go back to base.
I mean, Humanoid is in playoffs form right now. This man is a monster. And the fact that he was able to find that kill onto Caps, no TP, means that Baron is primed for the taking.
Hansama still has ultimate though if he wants to start to unload onto Fnatic in the pit. There it is.
There's the curtain call. It's onto Oscarinen. Broken Blade and Yike trying to get towards the pit. The call of the Forge God lands onto 3. Jun diving in. Oscarinen dies. The Baron resets. Broken Blade getting onto the backline, and there goes Humanoid. Is looking to make it 2. Put Noah in the arc with him instead. Jun will be the one that falls. Mickey flashes! And once again, somehow out of nowhere, G2 find victory in the jaws of defeat.
Fnatic just cannot keep G2 away. G2 find their moment to come back in. Hansama has a great ultimate, and just like that, G2 get the Baron.
Broken Blade on the backline finds a 3-man knockup. Excellent execution.
The tier 2 for G2, their march ever onwards, ever forwards towards the base of Fnatic, who are now on the back foot after being on the front foot basically the whole game. Oscar down to half HP. Caps about the same, but he continues to put the missiles down. Broken Blade tanking this up. True Shot Barrage coming out, doesn't clear out the minion wave. The curtain call has been used as Hansama tries to end this show early. Inhibitor will fall. Hansama just holds on to the shots. Hits Jun
so dramatically. Great damage once again from Humanoid.
But look at the damage back from Caps. BBTP's in. Trying to keep that minion wave healthy. Other tier 2 still full HP. True Shot Barrage onto Caps. Humanoid dashes forward. G2 starts to disengage. Caps has a TP. The Drake up in 20 seconds time. Fnatic see their opportunity to engage. Jun goes in with a shield at Daybreak. But here comes the curtain call. Solo player's only going to land onto one. And Caps opens up onto Jun. The power of the sun. Not enough to keep Caps at bay. Humanoid down. Fnatic down again, it seems. Noah caught out. He tries to jazz away. He manages to survive with a flash with the barrier. He jumps back in. He gets Caps. But Summer sinks a bullet in his back. Puts him in the dirt with 4 members of Fnatic.
And that might be it for Fnatic. G2 are tearing through the base. Fnatic once more. They look like they had it. But G2, they just live in their heads.
Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. It seems for Fnatic, it's the same old story. Fnatic versus G2 is always a banger, but I'm sure Fnatic would want the tale to be told differently. Jun will find one, but G2 will be just 1 game away from Summer Split Champions.
This must be on
Of course
again.
it's the on.
Yep.
Hey, we've got the same kind of, so what does that spell for us?
I think G2 is gonna win this game again, because I feel like if last game showed you that Fnatic cannot snowball a game, I feel like this
Like,
game...
how many great players has Caps denied a title from?
Yeah.
He's just that good as Mickey. Is this a repeat?
It is a repeat. Jun's going to hit level 2
No
and Mickey's
way!
going to die.
Oh my
They didn't even hit level 2 this time. Noah, though, might die in response. Hans cleanses away, but he didn't anticipate the barrier. It's 2. It's 2 for Noah. And just put everyone in the mid lane and see what happens. Early games for Caps and Humanoid have been very much dictated by how many players there are around them. As we see Mickey getting caught out with a shield of Daybreak. Caps goes in, kills off Humanoid, another stun for Jun. He'll flash the wall. Yike might flash to chase, decides against it. Razork's still there. Cooldown's coming back up. Pillar of Flame connects. The Seer does too. There's the stun. The Root coming back out. Plays enough to kill off Yike. No, not quite as Razork dies in the end. The burn will tick. And it ends up being a 2 for 2 now.
Get push on bot as well. It can set up for Yike to play a little bit more aggressive, but as you say,
Yike's on his way across. Razork's going to get hooked up with the dredge line, and he falls low first. Summer will die. Razork will be answered. But now Noah and Jun can open up. Yike has to run. Uses the wall.
Play off of to be able to secure the grubs if he so pleases. A hyper-aggressive early game. Noah really being set up for success once again. I will say that some of the plays from Noah in the previous game left me wanting. He E'd in a number of times, trying to clean up some kills, and he ended up getting caught out of position. The CC following up from that Jhin in particular was very scary. Razork, though, not slowing down, sets his sights on the top lane.
Broken Blade trying to survive here. Can't really do anything. Yeah, his attempt at surviving did not go.
Bot side of G2 forced to constantly play defensively. Now Mickey has to be careful.
Thing is,
Wait, no,
no
he's
arcane
used
shift
to
in
E.
forward.
he gets there. Yeah, Noah has no arcane shift, does have the barrier, has the flash, but Summer has a killer instinct. But in the end, Noah will get one. Summer's holding the killer instinct here. Noah still has the barrier. There's the killer instinct barrier exchange. Summer flashes the mystic shot. Oh my god! Oh my goodness! It was...
The moment that he commits the E, oh,
Never
we're back
mind.
in the action.
Whoa! A little switcheroo there as Mickey flashes, but Cousin blows, but can't quite land it!
When will they learn their lesson?
Is Oscar winning? Okay. Razork flashing forward. Thank you, guys. I needed some action because I sped up because I thought action was going to happen. So I'm glad Razork decided to flash forward. Broken Blade has a flash of his own. The Pyroclasm's going to follow him. He flashes away from Yike, but Yike's caught up with the Seer. Oscar tanks the tap.
but this is significantly more than the last game. Last time it was 5k, about 18 minutes, now turn towards Void Grubs. Start putting pressure on towards his bottom side off of the Triforce, being able to take chunks out of that turret on the bottom side. As now TP from Caps.
Oscar Inen has the flash, call to the Forge coming down. Oscar flashes away from it, but Caps can continue to chase.
Oscar Inen needs to try and get underneath the tower. Should be able to do so. Just slice and dice his way out. Caps goes
Caps is
underneath though.
tanking it.
He wanted the TP about to come through. Caps
Caps is
couldn't
dead.
get
Oh
away.
my god.
He missed Scrubs. They've gotten a Drake as well. They punish the aggression. The bot tower is up for grabs. Noah's going to move over to mids. This is an even better snowball than what we saw from Fnatic in the previous game. Their lead is only going to continue to build as they turn their attention towards this next outer tower. Remember that the plates haven't fallen yet.
Flash solar flare from Jun. Yike caught under the tower. Strangle Thorns coming out. Humanoid tanks 2 shots. Mickey coming in as well. Oh no! Benny, you said it was good. You cast them! Immediately, Noah tries to join the fight. Jun down to 200 HP, ticking with the ignite. Mickey falling low as Noah flashes in. True Shot Barrage coming out, but Caps will find Razork. And now Noah has to jump back in with the Arcane Shift. Caps in a 1v2. Might try and take the play. He's trying to take every single one before Noah stacking up the
top lane turret.
It's the type of bloodbath that I watched G2 Fnatic for. In the previous game, it was a total number of kills.
Making sure you can close out this game.
Nah, screw that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think that
take the step back for the moment to wait for those teleports to pick up so
Oh, humanoid. Oh, humanoid. Oh, humanoid. Razork flashing forward with the Pyroclasm will get a couple of bounces. The Rift Tower down as well. Broken Blade does have the call of the Forge God, but in the end, humanoid dies. And in the top lane, Oscar winning the target for Caps and Mickey as well.
He's
but
not
Oscar trying to
dying.
turn it back around. Noah coming in. Mickey trying to dodge away from the Mystic Shot at TP. In by Broken Blade. Can Caps survive for long enough for the backup of the call of the Forge God? Noah locked up with it. The Phosphorus Bomb lands, but Noah dashes forward. Misses the Arcane Shot. Oscar in and chasing Broken Blade down towards the bottom side. Another Mystic Shot going wide as BB looking to rejoin with his mid laner, keeping Oscar at bay for long enough. It seems Oscar goes in with the Cold, the Meek, and the Mystic Shot finds its mark in the back of Caps. Meanwhile, in the bottom side, Jun dies. A Hans Summer gets
flash, but it gives a little bit more now to G2. Still a 7,000
the tower this time around.
Mickey just short on the hook there. That tower should fall to Fnatic, as you say. They get it. Finally
They're going to be able to now push out that wave top and shift Yike
Caps
down.
caught. Solar Flare going in as well. They're just looking to jump onto him and they take out Caps. Jun underneath the tower, locked up. Depth Charge going to come out, but he flashes away, so no longer has that turret aggro. Another kill, 2 Fnatic and a tier 2 to boot.
All right, if you can just catch Caps, it doesn't really matter. So Fnatic able to make that pick work, and now starting to move up once more. They will reset, as you're going to have Dragon in 20
Noah
seconds.
Won't. Yike and Mickey on the collapse here. No Depth Charge, remember, but the Strangle Thorns out! Once again, G2 finds something. A shutdown going over as well. Jun will die. A double for Hans. And the Dragon in 6 seconds time.
Could this be a Baron? The pings are coming down. G2 seem a bit indecisive, but they're going to commit towards it. Of course, there is still a very fed Renekton on the side of Fnatic. I do not think this will be as easy as G2 think.
Razork on the front line. Mickey flashing forward. The staggering blows connects, and even with a flash from Razork, he is put 6 feet under. G2 strike back once again. The Baron their prize for those picks found in bot.
I mean, what do you say at this stage? Fnatic again stumble past the 20-minute mark, giving G2 that moment, that small window, and G2 sees it with both hands. Now Baroned up. They can start to collect more waves, get to a later portion of the game, maybe even crack some of these objective bounties on these outer turrets.
And look at the items now for Hans Summer. They've been in this spot before as G2 begin to collapse on the top side. Jun is here, Razork coming in as well. The Zenith Blade's going to land onto Mickey. TP in, Strangle Thorns used as well as Oscar dives in. The tower falls before it can kill off Yike. And now with the call of the Forge God, it's 2 already. Noah and Humanoid and Razork, what can you do in the face of 5 from G2? Do you have the power to stop them in their tracks? There's another wave on its way in. The Baron remains for 30 seconds, and what was looking like inconsequential, just the delay of game, is now looking like perhaps a tier 1, a tier 2, 2 kills, maybe more for G2. They still have 25 seconds left, and Fnatic have to hold on to their base. If they lose the inhibitor tower now, it opens up the push pressure for G2. Noah trying to put the Mystic Shots down, but he can't get through G2's front line, and there's the inhibitor tower, and there's the inhibitor, and every time we say something good about Fnatic, G2
Towers up for grabs. That's another that's going to fall. Mid tower still needs to drop.
caught off a bit isolated from the rest of his team, but look at the Void Seekers, just needs another to land here. Caps comes in, Noah dashes across with the Arcane Shift across the wall, still has the flash, but with the call of the Fortune coming down, Noah has dived in again, and he is being put into the grave by G2. You wonder in these moments what's going through the minds of the player. Well, G2, I can tell you, are thinking about the title. The minions pushing in top. The Super's there, bolstered by Broken Blade's TP. Caps is going to reset and has a TP of his own to boot. He can join up with BB. The Bellows Breath, enough to keep Broken Blade Okay, for now, Caps TP's in, the rest of G2 coming round the corner. Jun, the only one trying to stand under the Nexus Towers. Humanoid sent packing, sent back to the fountain. And no matter what they do, Fnatic just can't find a way through. They stand apart, a cut above, untouchable. The G2 reign continues as they are your summer split champions.
Fantastic back to back to back in Europe, the triple shield, the European Golden Road. How are we feeling, guys?
I mean, it feels good, especially after last week. So going up against Fnatic again, winning this time around. 3-0, maybe not the cleanest 3-0, but 3-0 nonetheless, so we're happy.
Yeah, I'm also very happy. I think this is probably our worst split so far, so yeah, I'm really happy that we came back and managed to 3-0 and play very good in the end.
All right, these were the good news. European Golden Road, triple shield. What in the world is happening with the early game, guys? Yike.
So these games, I guess we had more scaling, so they could for sure do more stuff. I don't know what happened bot lane in some of the games, but I couldn't really help them. Like I think we just made sure to just scale as good as possible, and I think we were just better at the scaling game and playing late game.
And Caps, earlier on this season, we're focusing on how we transition our mid games to the late games to try and close our games more cleanly. However, you guys didn't say that the early games would be so disastrous that you were trying extra hard in those mid games. And a lot of those mid games relied on you playing through that side lane. How do you coordinate this with your team when you're like in such a huge goal deficit?
I mean, I think we have just been in a lot of those situations before. I think we've been a team for a long time now, and we have very good ideas of like different game states and what we want to do. And I think especially today, where we really drafted a lot of late game and a lot of like good comeback tools, especially with like the Ornn and the brand Syra doing a lot of work, especially. We just knew we still felt confident, even though we might have been like 5-6K goal down. I don't know how much we were behind.
7-8.
7-8, you know, yeah. We still felt very confident, and all it took was one pick, one Baron, and then we turned it around.
Yeah, your guys' picks were incredible. You were so willing to throw bodies, which is something that we usually see a lot from the LPL. Like one person engages, the whole team collapses, and it looked really good with Hansama being able to just dive in with Kai'Sa. Yeah, I'm gonna come over to you because Razork is one of the most aggressive junglers that we have here in the LEC. Is it a challenge playing against him, no matter the odds?
Yeah, I think it's always hard to play against Razork. I think it's always very good, very proactive. So it was for sure hard, like these games. He kind of took over the early game as well with like the picks the drafters had. So I for sure knew that we kind of had to scale back. And yeah, I think we came back later. I think Hans played very good. Yeah.
Now, Caps, this has been some mid lane dominance for you. Every single time Fnatic has stepped up against you, you've taken them down. The only time Fnatic saw a title, you were still playing for the team. What is left for Caps really over in Europe? Is it just about having that dominance and showing every other mid laner that you're just the best?
I mean, we still lost last week, right? And I think we're still definitely looking to do that step up, not just in like winning a title, but also in our performances, because I think we still have a lot of things we can improve on from today. So yeah, definitely season finals in the big stadium. That's the goal, to get there. And you know, winning that would be insane, because I mean it's an insane stadium. So definitely Fnatic is gonna try way harder in the finals. They're gonna be angry at us just like scaling in this series. So they will probably come up with some new strategies. But we just need to keep them even fresher.
And you guys better come up with a more decisive early game, I guess. No, yeah, if you had to choose a finals MVP, yourself included, you can be completely selfish, who would that be?
No, I wouldn't say myself. I would actually say Hansama, because I think he played some champ that he didn't really pay for.
Crowd, do we think it is Hansama or someone else?
Hansama.
Hansama had an incredible performance over Caps. You got the finals MVP. Fantastic performance. Your side laning has been incredible. You have been getting your team back into games you had no business winning, let's be honest here. Now, a few final words from you perhaps, Yike, about the finals?
Yeah, I mean, I had so much fun. I was a bit nervous coming into this finals because for sure Fnatic looked strong. But I think I think we felt good today. I think we played very good, much better than before, and thanks to all the
I think my team played well, so a lot of people can have MVP.
Yeah, maybe everyone should have it. But I do want to come to you first. Congratulations, by the way, because it is true that you got targeted again in draft. You were put in some difficult situations. Also, from the lane, you were put in difficult situations. So how come you think you were still able to put your stamp on this series so hard?
Me?
Yeah, you.
No, I'll take it. Well, early game was mostly hard. I don't remember the first game. Just the game 2 and 3 was very hard, but I feel like we kept a good vibe, a hope, faith that we will make a good play and come back. And we did that. Pretty sure that if we don't make those plays, maybe the game will be super hard. At the same time, we had the super Ornn giving 3 items. It feels kind of nice. Yeah, I think we played very good from behind.
Yeah.
So how do you actually reflect on that performance as well, given the performance that Noah and June was giving you in the early game too? Because they played very well. Where do you think it went wrong? Yes, you had Summer. I'm so sorry.
Well, actually, can you repeat?
Yeah, just playing up against Noah and June as well, because laning phase was very rough. How do you reflect on the performance against them and their performance too?
I think they played very well the laning phase. At least they seemed very confident to go for the all-in. I think that was pretty much level 1. Other than that,
There was a couple of those, Mickey included.
It was just level 1, both of them, and after that, it was just me 1v1ing Noah, and he was so fed. So I was like sweating for every creep, but, because it's very hard, but I managed to farm a bit to come back, so I was happy about that. But yeah, my team played well around the 3-3 mid, especially when they can move first from Noah. But yeah, I think they played very well.
Yeah, I'd love to follow up on that, Broken Blade or Mickey. In terms of the draft in Game 3, we were actually theorizing perhaps Fnatic should go to a scaling draft because they seem to lose the plot whenever in the mid-game. Then you guys said, no, we'll add some scaling elements because we actually know that even seemingly, if we lose the early game, we're going to make the right decisions later. So I guess my question is, did you know that you were in their heads?
I mean, we thought they're going to go scaling actually in the last game because the early game didn't work for them the first 2 games. And also they didn't ban Ornn, which is like probably one of the better scaling top lane champions. Obviously, I was very behind in both of these games, but it didn't matter in the end because if I get to late game, I will be much stronger, no matter what. And our team comp was very strong, especially in the last game. We had Kai'Sa, Ornn, which I think is a very known combo, right? Even though both of our early games were very miserable. But I think we just played the team play better. I think laning phase, they were for sure challenging us, especially last game, right? I think they were very ahead in laning phase, but I think we played the map better. I think our jungler and support were very active on the map, much better than Fnatic's, and I think that's the reason we won.
Mickey, what do you think, how do you reflect on the early game performance of some of the gameplay as well? You were rallying up a couple of devs. How many devs do you think you can have and still win the game? Like, do you think you could take more this game, or
Probably,
could it be less? Yeah. How many? Give me a number.
Like 10.
All right, good. Massive performance.
Digits.
Yeah.
Somewhere there.
How do you still find impact as a support going like this? Is this really
I
where
have
the
CC,
role
I
is
guess.
right now, or?
Yeah, I mean, I just have CC, so I always have some impact in some way. Or I bait their spells, which is also like a form of impact.
It is, yeah.
So, I mean, I feel like yesterday was worse because I was getting caught, so I wasn't actually getting the cooldowns or the, CC down. But this time around, I feel like I was just dying either in lane or in team fights. So I didn't feel that as bad about it. Except, well, I didn't count the minions first, second game, so I died.
Happens.
And, yeah.
I feel so bad because this is the 3rd time you win, and I think you've been on every one of these PGLs, and we like joked a little bit about you dying, and I wasn't gonna do it at all, but
Sorry.
did it. Can't help it. But Mickey, on a more serious note though, Niski was on the desk and he was pointing out something that a lot of people realize when you play versus G2. You have to be able to shadow the mid lane as well because you're going to be there. Of course, the jungler's going to be there, but much more than other teams, you're going to make sure that you hang around there. Now, in the first game here, it was necessary that it was a little bit more geared towards top lane because of the cannon pick as well. And I think we can all be, honest that that wasn't the best early game from G2. So are these kind of the strategies or the things that you're working on going not only into the season finals, but also into Worlds, because you have qualified for Worlds today?
I feel like the mid 3v3s are kind of just like the meta right now. Like most of the carries are just fine playing 1v1. You just have to make sure they can't get dove. I guess in game 1 I had to run top because I died on the level 2 dive. That was an attempt. But at least I was there in time. I got Zyra Flash. But yeah, I think most of the time, just like mid matchups are quite volatile. Everyone's always very low. So then, yeah, support jungle just kind of have to sit there and play 3v3s. And that's kind of what we did.
Yeah. Broken Blade, you had some notable impact moments regardless of how the lane may have gone or this and that. I remember the Mundo yesterday, which was so sick. Then the Ornn 3-man knockup at the end of game 2 as well. How happy are you with kind of your impact overall on the games you've played in finals weekend?
I mean, obviously it feels very nice if you can do something when your laning phase wasn't great, right? Especially if you play a scaling matchup. And I felt really good after I hit the 3-man knockoff. It kind of reminded me of when we first started playing Ornn in 2022 and got like some wins against SKT and RNG, I think it was. So it was a very nice feeling. What?
Sorry, just water
Okay.
Yeah, is he okay? Bit of water.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important that if I play scaling champions, that I will be able to deliver later on, because otherwise, why am I playing scaling champions? And that is the Mundo. Mundo's probably one of the most fun champions to play in late game. Same with Ornn. It's a bit less because you're like giving items to your teammates and then they carry you, but it's nice to have just insurance that your teammates will also, back you up when you play those champions. Have the Kai'Sa ready, one-shot them. I give him his items and he carries, so.
Perfect.
Is this where your development is going as well, or is this just a course of the meta? Because you used to bring out more freaky picks you could be aggressive with as well. We also did see the Varus. But recently, you're going back to an old classic in Ornn, you're bringing out the Mundo. Is this the kind of player you're becoming for the team in this environment, or is it just a meta?
I mean, I think after we lost to Fnatic, especially when he played Ornn, I felt like
this champion is busted.
He was just much stronger than me throughout the whole game. So I was like, oh, it's probably nice to try it out. Like it's not trying it out. It's like just pick it back up. But it's like I did play the cannon right because I thought in that draft it was a nice idea. It was solo AP cannon with the Sidrani. So if I needed to play those kind of carry champions, it's obviously nice. And last week, or I guess earlier this week, the Varus and stuff was kind of like an experiment. I think it did work mostly, but I'll be glad to pull it out again. They did ban it every game, right? So they did put some respect on my name, but
Hans played Varus too.
Sorry?
Hans played Varus too.
Maybe it was on his name.
True.
Hans wins sometimes on Varus.
Also Hans.
And also Hans. No, but that makes sense. Yeah, you have qualified for the World Championship, the very first team out of Europe to book that ticket. Hans Sama, how are we feeling? After MSI, what are the learnings?